Hey guys, what's up? Matt here, and today's video is about how to customize your pitch deck without actually having to customize your pitch or presentation phase. What we want to do is have something that perfectly matches what the prospect wants with the solutions that we have, and also combining that with what they need. So if you're a salesperson, coach, consultant, whatever it may be, make sure you watch the entire video and cue the intro. All right, so prospects, they all know what they want. They don't necessarily know what they need. What we have to do during our presentation phase or our pitch, which I'll refer to it as for the rest of this video, is we have to figure out how to make a little box, okay, in our pillar section of exactly how to put what they need and what they want and make it kind of feel like it's a customized solution for them without really having to customize the solution for them. And I don't mean this in a dishonest way, I just mean it in like anchoring certain terms way, and I'll kind of explain what I mean. The pitch will land a lot better if we're using terminology in which they associate with their problems. And so what we're gonna do in this video is we're gonna learn some of the terminology that I use and how I can then label their problems with terminology that I've dictated, which allows me to then bring that back up in the presentation phase so that I can essentially, it feels like it's a very, very customized solution to their specific set of problems. The reason why I do it this way is because I think that salespeople need to be incredibly honest. I think that if you're a dishonest salesperson, it's a short-term game for a lot of long-term pain, but it's too hard to actually customize a pitch for every person because we have a specific box that we can sell them, right? We have a product, a service, or a program, whatever it may be. So we have to be able to kind of make sure that they understand that the problems they have will be solved by our solutions without kind of getting them in the way too much. You know, in order for this to work, you have to kind of understand the pitch that I'm talking about. So I'll kind of link that video up here. And that's a video on how I present my offer at the end. I use like a 3 to 4 pillar structure. I like pillars because they're very simple, okay? I think simplicity is key. I have quite a short pitch where it's about 3 to 4 minutes. At the beginning of the pitch, I give the price, not a right or a wrong. It's just how I do it. It makes me feel more comfortable. And it allows me to kind of, having a nice short pitch allows me to keep everything really simple, short and concise, and not what I call overcook the pitch, which is where you sort of give too much detail. I like to keep it quite high level. The reason why I do that is because I feel like too much detail throughout the presentation phase is going to lead to objections like, man, you've just given me so much to think about it. I just need to really go away and assess a few things and I'll get back to you, right? That's induced by the salesperson. We can always go into a lot of detail if they ask questions, but my presentation wants to be quite short and concise. For the purposes of this video, let's just say that we're selling a stock standard kind of business coaching product, program, service, whatever it may be. I know that if you're a coach out there, you think you're a snowflake and that you're special and that you're different, and fantastic to you. And if you're a salesperson, you think that the program that you're selling is special. But essentially, most business coaches will offer a similar set of core tenets, we'll say. So for this example, let's say the core tenet number 1, so pillar number 1 is gonna be lead generation systems. Number 2 is gonna be scalability or growth, okay? And number 3 is gonna be accountability and coaching, okay? So pretty stock standard things that we can apply to a lot of different businesses, okay? So what we need to do is place some keywords that we can attach to each pillar that we can set during the sales call so we can bring it back up and we have like those emotions anchored, but also the problem anchored to that specific word, okay? So the first word that I'll do for lead generation systems is higgledy-piggledy, okay? Higgledy-piggledy, kind of a strange word, but I'm using strange words on purpose, okay? Because they stick out in the mind. Scaling and growth, I'll use kind of hamster wheel. And then for accountability and coaching, I'll use something like Michael Jordan, okay? If you guys do like this content as well, a sub would be amazing. Thank you so much. Okay, let me sort of explain what I'm talking about here. Okay, so what we wanna do is we wanna pull out problems that match our pillars, okay? So you're kind of guiding. If someone has a problem that you can't solve, you don't really want to go into it. It's just going to create problems for you down the track. You want to focus towards the problems that you can solve. So for example, if you're a business coach and you teach lead generation stuff, then we want to, if they have a lack of sales, we're going to turn that lack of sales into a lack of lead generation. Lack of lead generation, we can go in a bunch of different ways. We don't want to be talking about their sales skills if you don't teach sales skills. So what we want to do is we want to take those problems that we've found that we can solve, and we want to anchor terms that we dictate and then get them to extrapolate on those terms. Okay, so let's say they talk about a lack of sales. We then go into the root cause, which is a lack of lead generation. And then I might go, okay, it might be a lack of consistency of lead flow, okay, which might be causing a lot of the issues, okay, the ups and the downs and all that kind of good stuff. And these are really, really common issues amongst businesses, okay? And then I would say, okay, so it sounds like your lead gen systems are a little bit like higgledy-piggledy, I guess. Is that right? And the prospect will go, well, yeah, I guess. And I go, okay, so it's like, what do you mean higgledy-piggledy? Okay, so then I kind of make them defend it. I know when I'm saying this, it sounds very obvious. When you do it in context of a sales conversation, I've done it hundreds of times. I've never had anybody go, but you just said that, okay? It's never happened. I think because it's a tonality thing, okay? And then they explain what they mean when they hear the term higgledy-piggledy, okay? Which is going to be like a lack of systems. It's kind of all over the place, you know what I mean? Like it's just kind of one of those funny terms and it sticks out in your mind. It's hard to forget. Then when I go into my pitch, I would say, okay, so pillar number 1 is all about lead generation systems, okay? So what we do for that is X, okay? And the reason why we do that is why? Because you know how you said, I think your lead generation systems are a little bit like higgledy-piggledy. Well, what we want to do is really take that off the table, put in the consistency to allow you to actually be able to predict your business properly. Okay, does that make sense to everyone? And if you guys like this sort of more nuanced content, I'd love you to comment down below higgledy-piggledy. At the very least, it'll let me know that you guys like this sort of content. It'll also confuse YouTube, I feel, because it's a very random word to comment. So comment down below higgledy-piggledy. All right, so let's go on to pillar number 2, hamster wheel, okay? So it's the same sort of thing. We're talking about growth, systems, getting to the next level, whatever it may be, right? These are common things amongst conversations when you're talking about business coaching. They can flow on very well from a lack of consistent lead generation, okay? What does that cause? It causes a lack of consistency of growth, which is gonna cause that hamster wheel effect, okay? And everyone can kind of see that in their mind. All right, so what I'd say is, okay, so same sort of thing. Okay, so yeah, I'd love to get to the next level. What do you mean next level? How long have you been trying to do that? Okay, so it kind of sounds like the growth of your business is like, it sounds like you're on a bit of a hamster wheel, is that right? Yes, what do you mean by that? Okay, cool, I understand that. Okay, so now we've anchored hamster wheel. Okay, and again, it's a term that sticks out in your head. Now when I go to pillar 2, I go, oh, so pillar 2 is all about growth, scalability, system, stuff like that. The reason why we do it is X, you know what I mean? How we do it is X, the reason why we do it is Y, because you know how you said you're on kind of that hamster wheel of growth, and what we want to do is get you off that and get you on an actual track where you can start running forward towards your goals instead of just kind of in that day-to-day grind on the wheel. Make sense? Okay, perfect. You can see how like these are pretty simple ways for salespeople, especially newer salespeople or salespeople who are learning a new style, in order for you to have a customized pillar or presentation structure, which will just allow you to create more trust with the prospect and have them know that their problems are matched by your solutions, which is the key to a strong presentation. If you're a salesperson who's, like I said, new or learning a new structure, a lot of times you're in your own head. Okay, and you struggle to really listen to the prospect deeply because you're worried about staying on script. This is a very easy way for you to be able to anchor those things. You put it in your script, and then from there, the prospect really feels like you were listening to them. All right, guys, I hope that helps. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that kind of good stuff, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.